At random, we're gonna choose 4 people and take them off the flight. This Asian doctor was one of them. He said, no, I don't want to go. I paid for this seat. I need to be on this flight. I'm a doctor. I've got to do things on patients the next day. I don't even know if that's true or false yet. They haven't got to the bottom of that. Doesn't fucking matter. He paid for the seat just like everyone else, and he's getting ripped off the flight. Literally ripped off the flight. So they bring on a plainclothes clothes. I guess you would call him a security officer for United Airlines.
Probably a marshal, right?
And he looked like Debo from Friday. Huge fucking dude. And they ripped this 60-year-old Asian man off the plane. In the process, his head bangs off one of the armrests. Blood's pouring out of his nose and his mouth, and they're dragging this motherfucker off the plane. Somehow, he breaks away from security and is able to get back on the plane. And clearly, he's dazed at this point. Like I would say it looked like a concussion based on the video that I saw. And he's just muttering to himself, I just want you to kill me. I just want you to kill me. I just want you to kill me. And he's muttering this like 4 or 5 times. Totally. And there's, in this day and age, you've got multiple people with camera phones who videotape this whole thing. I mean, they ripped this motherfucker out of his seats, drug him down the aisles and off the plane in front of the whole entire plane. And the passengers are screaming at security to stop doing this. And they don't stop it. They don't let up. Now, what's happening during all of this is at home, for those of you at home, when you're thinking, oh, they choose you at random, they don't choose you at random. If you buy your tickets off of Orbitz, Expedia, Kayak, any fucking site like that, you're paying a cheaper fare. Yeah. So that's what they're starting with. This isn't a highly complex, extensive, detailed statistical analysis. Bullshit. They're taking the people who are medallion members or bullion members or whatever the fuck they're calling it to barter with, of like, oh no, this is this is a glitter member, this is a sparkle member, or the gold level, your silver, your platinum, your whatever fucking periodic chart. The copper member, whatever you are on the periodic chart of your fucking bullshit airline pass, they're not pulling those people off. They're pulling off the people who are trying to get a flight, cheaper by going through Expedia, or they're pricing out other shit because they want you to go to their website and their website only, like United. And you think you're getting, when you pop up on United and you order a ticket, let's say from Chicago to Lexington, and you go on there and they're like, great. We can get you on that flight. It's going to be $400. Then you're like, okay, $400.
I ordered it late. Fine, whatever.
Kind of sounds reasonable. Yeah. But then when you start clicking, immediately, and this is all the websites. This isn't just United, by the way. So I don't want to feel like I'm just singling them out, because this is Delta. This is American Airlines. This is United now. The only one this doesn't happen on, shockingly. And I fly a lot. I fly all the time. Southwest. Yeah. And everybody says Southwest is the shittiest. But we live on the East Coast. We don't get to fly Southwest. Yeah. So what happens is when you get there, you're like, all right, $400. And then they're like, great, sir. Would you like a comfort seat that's guaranteed for $39? And you're like, no, I don't want to add to my shit. And then they're like, oh, okay, great. Well, then the only seats available are like rows 30 through fucking 94 in the back of the plane.
Which is fine if it's guaranteed.
Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah.
Who gives a baker's fuck?
Yeah.
All right, fine. You want me to sit in row 98? Whatever.
Yeah.
Couple hour flight like Chicago to Lexington?
Sure.
No big deal.
Yeah, I'm already going to Lexington.
I'm I'm just
joking.
Yeah, and one would say, hey, Ross, why aren't you flying first class? I can't justify throwing an extra $1,000 at first class if it's a 2-hour flight or an hour and a half flight. It's like, what the fuck do I really care? Like, if I'm going one way, what do I care?
Yeah.
If you're going super long, then yeah, I try to do it. I try to upgrade. But on a short flight like that, I don't do it because it's like, what's the fucking point? I don't throw an extra $1,000 for an hour and a half of what? 2 fucking free drinks, 2 screwdrivers, and like boiled peanuts, like an extra, they're not the other peanuts. These are boiled straight from the South. Well, we got them right in our plane.
They're warm peanuts and like they're warm nuts.
Yeah, they're warm nuts.
And they're really great.
They are great.
Amazing.
But for an hour and a half, like I can hold off on the warm nuts. Maybe I'll grab a bag of combos. So then you go, you click on, you're like, great, I'm going to sit in seat fucking 93. Click on for the next flight, your return flight. Oh, hi, sir. That time you wanted, all of the times that you want now are now blocked off and you have to pay extra for. And those times, other than 6 a.m. or at midnight, this is what they're doing with it now. They're like, oh, if you want any other flight that's not 6 a.m. or midnight, you're going to have to pay an extra $78.
Jesus.
Yeah. So then you're like, all right, fuck. I guess it's $78. And you click that on because you don't want to get up. You don't want to drive to the airport at fucking 3 a.m.
No.
You also don't want that midnight flight that doesn't get you home to your family at fucking 6 a.m. the following day where you're like, what am I going to tell my wife to wake up and come get me with the kids? They got school. They got a lot of shit going on. So then you're like, all right, I guess I'll pay the extra $78 and I'll get the flight that I need so I can get back in time or whatever. Then it goes to choose your seats again. Choose those fucking seats. All we have are our middle seats, but again, you can upgrade for another $39. You can get a guaranteed seats and rows 15 or higher. Wouldn't that be nice? You get 2 extra inches of comfort. It's like 2 extra fucking inches of comfort for an extra $39. Or it'll only show you that they've got middle seats in rows 36 through 90 fucking 3. And it's like, hey, motherfucker, I already paid $78 to try to get the right time on the flight that I wanted. Now I'm going to be on a middle seats in row 38 through 93. So by the time you get to the end of all this fuckery, that $400 flight that you ordered, it's now up to $600.
Right.
And that's what you're doing when you go through their websites. However, if you go to Orbitz and Expedia and all that other shit,
it's just the price.
It's just the price that it is. They give you the option to upgrade, but they're going to get you on the flight you wanted. However, the flight isn't guaranteed. Your seat is not guaranteed. And what they do now,
when you close out, it says your seat is not guaranteed.
It says, hey, your seat isn't guaranteed. You get it when you check in. They're going to give it to you when you check in. And you're like, oh, all right, because it charged my credit card. So you're like, I have a guaranteed seat on this flight.
Sure.
I'm definitely going to be on this flight.
No,
you're not. You're not. And I learned this the hard way. I have to take a lot of last minute flights. I went to the NFC Championship game to watch my beloved Atlanta Falcons play. But it was last minute. Obviously, they won the week before. I didn't know they were getting into the game. So I got the ticket the following day, and it was about 6 days in advance.
Right.
And I got it through I believe it was Delta. I got it through Delta. And so I show up to the gate, and mind you, I had to be in another I had to be back to work on Monday, so I was only flying in for the day, and I was going to fly out right after the game. And I just went to Orbitz and tried to grab any, flight that I could. Cheapest flight, big deal. From Wilmington to Atlanta, 45-minute flight. Who gives a shit? Put me in row 93. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to the game. It's a 45-minute flight. Don't care. I get to the gates when I check in, and I was like, hey, still don't have a seat yet. I put my card in the machine, and and I didn't fly.
Those fucking things.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on those goddamn things that never fucking work when you show up there. Oh, check in yourself. Just slide your card through that fucking thing and we'll fucking find you.
And then you go to the counter and you're like, well, can I just
talk to a fucking human?
No, you need to go back to the computer, check in there. Obviously, they're grooming us to only use the computers. But I'm like, but you're here. You're right here.
But here's the thing. The computer never recognizes your shit. Then you end up having to type in the Da Vinci Code for your flight. Oh, what's your destination city? What's your flight number? What's your fucking thing? If I knew all of that shit,
you'd be flying.
I would be Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind, or I'd print out the whole goddamn itinerary and pin it to my shirt like I was a kindergartner explaining to the teacher what allergies I had.
Right.
Don't give me peanuts. I'm allergic to peanuts, soy, fucking fructose, whatever. Because that's the way we're being treated now, like we're some little children. with this whole fucking game.
Definitely in airplanes. Like, that's the last place where you really get herded and treated like children.
I don't even know if herded's a word.
Hoarded?
Herded?
Herded?
Oh, herded, like cows. Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah, I think we'll go with it. If not, we'll throw the ED on there. And,
they herd you in, and you're treated like children. Can you please put on your little seatbelt for no reason? Can you please turn off your phone for no reason? Can we please just put your seat back up? Why?
Oh, the baggage. And the baggage, it's like, oh, we don't have enough room. We never have enough room.
We won't go down that road. But
here's the road we're going down. So they were like, no, sir, when you go through security, you're going to want to go to the gates and get your seat assignment. And I was like, all right, but I'm right here right now. You can't just give me a seat assignment. Oh, no. We can't do that, sir. The gate does that. The gate does that for you. And I was like, all right. It seemed kind of weird. So I go up to the gate at Delta, and they were like, oh, sir, we're not sure if you're going to have a seat on this flight. I was like, I'm sorry? Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. That's when it starts going off in my mind. Yeah. Rally around the family with a pocket full of shells. And I was like, wait, what? And they were like, well, the flight might be overbooked. Same as this Asian man. And I was like, okay, the flight might be overbooked. That's great. But I bought a ticket. Here's my itinerary. Here's my credit card statement that I paid for this. What do you mean it might be overbooked? Well, some passengers might not get on. Great. Who are they? You might be one of them, they said. And I was like, I'm sorry? And I was flying in to go to the NFC Championship. There's no other flights. Flying to Atlanta for the game. Tickets are crazy expensive to go to the game. And I fucking lost it. So they bring out this packet. They were like, and actually, sir, we're going to need you to sign something, a release. And I was like, what?
No, sir.
Yeah. So they Delta prints out this, it was about 6 or 7 pages worth of shit. And I had to sign it. And I'm reading it as I'm signing this. And it's saying, if for whatever reason we decide to remove you from this flight, we're going to give you X amount of dollars and put you on another flight.
What if you don't sign it?
That's what I said.
Okay.
So I said, I don't want to sign this. And they said, you have to. You've got to sign this. Or else we're not going to give you a seat. And we're not even going to put you on this plane or give you the possibility of being on this plane. And this is a normal flight I booked off of Orbitz. Booked off Orbitz a million times because it's fucking easy.
Orbit's lives matter.
Yeah. So what I said to her at the gate was, I was like, look, if I don't get on this plane, there's going to be a fucking problem. She was like, what do you mean, sir? And I'm like, I'm telling you, you're going to have to call the fucking police and physically remove me from this plane. I was like, I have tickets to the NFC Championship. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And it literally is. It's only happened once in my lifetime. Yeah. And I go, you're going to have to physically remove me from this fucking plane if there's a problem with this. Because I've never had to sign a 6-page thing for tickets I bought on a flight. And the look on her face and the other dude that was standing there was like, oh, fuck. And they were like, well, I was like, number 8 to get on. And I was like, why am I number 8? I'm not flying on standby. I bought a ticket 6 days in advance. Why am I number 8? And I was like, I don't give a shit whatever you have to do. You put me on this fucking flight or I'm getting on the flight and you're going to have to call the police to get me off. And I can promise you this whole shit's going to be fucking delayed for a long goddamn time. Magically, so I had to wait for everybody else to board. And then magically, one of the standby people, I was first instead of 8 of whatever this fake fucking list of shit there was.
Sure.
And I got on the flight. So this whole time, for like 30 minutes before, I'm panicking because I'm like, shit, am I going to have to rent a car to get there?
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting on this plane. I know the police are going to come.
Right.
Where am I going to be watching this game? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be from jail. At this point.
Yeah.
So I get
Do they
on.
have TVs there? Are they HD? Like what?
Totally. And I'm anxious as fuck. But I get on, flight goes, and I make the game, whatever.